Hello, hello. I didn't know I was going to use this deck, but here I am. With a vague notion of what I want to say, and I don't know if I'll be able to articulate it, but I felt like tonight I really made a breakthrough. And it was, about owning my own part in this, fairly intense and strange relationship. And it was a relationship I had really no business trying to make it happen. This person had a life and responsibilities and connections that just superseded whatever, was growing between us. And really, tonight was the first time I got a breath, because of the idea that I was a victim of this really just suddenly fell away. I just suddenly saw it. I stayed in a place trying to manifest, if you want to look at it that way, a relationship that wasn't mine. Not in this lifetime, anyway. I really did get a sense of past life, booga jugga, but this was something this was a sadness I signed up for and kind of ruthlessly thought he'd change his life to fit me in, and was pissed when he didn't, and hurt. I mean, it may be that he also had some responsibility for really not cluing me in that this was this was just not going to happen, and I wouldn't hear it. And he couldn't make me understand that. Partly because he said, I said to, I don't know why, this is like teen confession, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of using this as an opportunity to suggest that, I don't want to live in that place of victimhood anymore, of feeling like I was the one who was unchosen. Like every day brought a possibility that he would change his mind. Not for 1 minute, really. Well, maybe for a few minutes, but not giving the proper weight to the situation he would have had to leave behind. Like my unhappiness over him not being in my life somehow should outweigh this other person's unhappiness were she to, if I'd prevailed, if I'd snaked him away. So I think it will be different going forward. It's like here I am landing in my own life and taking responsibility. He was not the bad guy. And I was not the helpless victim. Those are roles that are just too small for whatever went down. you know, and I feel not guilty, but just sorry I didn't realize it sooner, that really, in the name of love, I was being supremely selfish. Supremely selfish. How ironic, in the name of love. Strength card. Three of Wands. In the same fire energy as strength. And Six of Cups. And I note where there's the Sun in the other card. Sorry. The Sun in the other cards, and in this one, it's the stars. Something about only being able to see them, you know, when there's no sun. The light has to diminish. And this is, you know, the ability to bear it. Love bears all things. Having the strength to look forward ahead, you know, to what rightly will come to me. Six of Cups. I mean, that's that connection from the past. And I don't think that's something I can wait for. You know, somehow it got, I don't want to say tainted, but, you know, if we'd ever embarked on that relationship, it was starting from a screwed up place. You know, that kind of quacked like love, but wasn't. Tell me about the Six of Cups, this relationship from the past. It can mean a return. Chariot, card of Cancer, deep feelings. The mystery of who we love and why. And the divergent past seemed very significant to me this time. Moving forward, each one separately. What's the future hold here? Okay. King of Cups. You know, it might be the future holds the one I can love and who can be open-hearted to me because he's not tied to somebody else. He's tied to something. He's holding on to something. I think the future, you know, once I'm really am able to move forward, and I think tonight is significant in that way. It's sort of like our energies are disentangling. Six of Swords, another card of moving forward. And I say another, but, you know, this is the forward movement and emotional balance. Having the strength to move forward in that energy. Six of Swords is out of conflict. You know, a place where your brain, your nervous system, your beliefs, your ability to understand, and everything sword related calms down. Because you move on, you move away from something. And see the figures diminishing as they move away. You know, leaving the past in the past. So that, you know, we can turn toward the future. Towards somebody who is in fact emotionally available. You know, if you try to connect with somebody who is not emotionally available, that's a way to stay safe. You know, out of harm's way. Tell me about Chariot, please. The two major arcana on the board are Strength and Chariot, Leo and Cancer, King of Swords. You know, there may have been a conflict with an air sign that we're moving on from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords, from the battle, fighting for, in my case, what was not properly mine. So I think this is like a parting of the ways. In a peaceful way, in a balanced way. Tell me about the Six of Swords. We have the Fool. You know, the leap into the unknown. The solitary journey forward. The archetypal entry into life. You know, the psyche renewing itself. Looking to the future. In that same fire energy. This is an act of courage. To let go and leap forward. By yourself. But, you know, it's also leaping into a future that holds the promise or the opportunity to connect with somebody who's ready to connect, you know, ready to connect. On Strength. Tower. You know, this is the collapse of something. A dramatic, like structural failing of something that wasn't structurally sound. Because it's built on something shaky from the get-go. Do we have the strength to endure the tower? This dramatic change, this Scorpio energy of no going back? Yeah, we do. You know, but we're strong enough to face the future. To manifest a connection with somebody who is available to connect. I think I'm just repeating myself, but it's a good message. Tell me about Six of Cups. What happens to this bygone connection? Okay. I need one more. This one? Well, there's the attachment. You know, this is the inverse of lovers. Not wanting to change, not wanting to see one's own shadow. I mean, that's what I thought tonight. I'm seeing the shadow side of connection. My part in it. My need to work on it. To free myself. Such a cliche, but leave the past in the past. You know, the extraordinary effort, Capricornian effort it takes to hang on to something that's gone. And again, we have that, instead of the sun, this dark thing. Hangman. A card of Pisces, a card of feelings, a card of a deep consideration of what we feel and why, who we're connected to and why, but to feel our way through it, not think our way through it. We get clarity from understanding our patterns of connection. And here we have the snake image again. And remember I said trying to snake somebody else's person? I don't know if that's a common expression, but you know, to just take them. There's a liberation. I mean, the snake that was so protective lets go. And it's kind of like we're hung up in this state of consideration until we let go. And then we can manifest Mr. Cups, the one who might have love for us. No guarantee. But I think we're getting a different perspective on it, Hangman. You know, we're looking at it, or I am, from the other guy's point of view. And not only the person I was trying to connect to, the person they were connected to. No longer thinking I'm the victim of this. I was in some ways a victimizer. So one of the feelings I might well have to process is, why did I do that? I was hung up for a long time. And this is a card of confusion when it comes to connection. Why? Why did I do that? Why did I choose that option? Or think I could? That's illusory. Another meaning of Seven of Cups. A fantasy. So I think that there's this kind of freeing of the self, full energy of the self. You know, because by letting this connection that never really connected, letting that go, you know, maybe energetically that gives him a boost. It certainly gives me a boost. You know, to look toward the future. What will come in to me? You know, on the basis of me leaping forward courageously. Ten of Wands. I mean, this is a great relief and a putting down of the burden. You know, carrying so much weight. All these expectations. Having tried everything and then some. And this is a kind of surrender. It's not a sad thing. It is a courageous thing. And I think having the courage to understand how I precipitated this. You know, I kind of brought it down around my ears. I knew what I was signing up for. Ten of Wands. Four of Pentacles. You know, hanging on. It can be a card of being blocked. But I think it was hanging on and ignoring, blocking all other considerations. I will hold on. And this is like letting go of that burden. If you have to hang on to something so tight, like mine, 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 really calls into question, is it mine? Was it ever mine? Was it ever supposed to be mine? Something else that's up ahead. You know, face your own life, face your own future. I say to myself. This might not be for anybody else, this reading. I admitted my selfishness in this note. This is a different kind of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. And it's certainly movement out of this, you know, trying to get a different perspective so that you don't have to let go. If I only look at it long enough, if I only keep, you know, maybe there'll be a different outcome. Yeah, Four of Wands. From Four of Pentacles, that hanging on too tight. And Pentacles energy, heavy resistance to this kind of Three of Wands to Four of Wands. You know, looking forward with optimism to meeting up with somebody who will meet me halfway, who has traveled to the same place, has been inspired, almost like pulled to this place. Maybe they've put down a burden too. Whoever this liver man is. I believe there is somebody out there. Now that's weird because, okay, there's one more. Is there one more? Yes, there is. And there it is. Nine of Wands. That's the wounded warrior. That's somebody who's been humbled, brought to their knees. But I think it's in accepting that I tried. It wasn't a bad thing to try. Didn't work. But this is the destination. That 11-11 connection. in fire energy. It is kind of a twin flame connection, and maybe this one was too, but it ended, you know? It ran its course. Despite the fact that I tried to hang on, that I kind of beat myself up doing that. And I noticed this star business in this person's belly. It's like, you know, this may be done, but there are connections ahead that will be fruitful, that will bear fruit. Eyes to the future. Eyes on the prize. Out of this confused attempt to process feelings that need to be left behind, because they were codependent. They were strangling the life out of something that essentially had no life to begin with. So we'll see over the coming days. I mean, I hope, you know, it may not be a release of this kind for you, but it's the release of something that was heavy, that you were hanging on to, that in fact was wounding you, was hurting you. And maybe you were hanging on because of a wound. Onward we go, with courage, with strength, with fortitude. Not backwards. Tower's done. Forwards, forwards. Manifest the future you want. Next time.